Here in Brussels, it remains incredibly sad as the victims of another senseless terrorist attack are mourned. But through their tears, locals are also questioning why a generation of young men from one particular suburb in this city is so hell-bent on killing innocent people. Molenbeek, known as Terror Town, is a breeding ground for jihadists who are now responsible for 5 deadly attacks in Europe, including the carnage in Paris last November. Tonight, how one neighbourhood can be so full of hate. It doesn't appear threatening, but the district of Molenbeek carries the ominous title of Europe's terror factory. 100,000 people crammed into 6 square kilometres with enough dark corners to hide and breed jihadists. This suburb is the perfect launch pad for terrorists. With easy access to highways and rail lines, it's just 2 hours to major European cities like Paris and Frankfurt. Leave home in the morning, carry out the attack, and be back by dinner. Muslims make up 40% of this district, mostly of Moroccan descent. Youth unemployment is nearly 50%. An army of the disenchanted who don't feel they belong to their heritage or Belgian homeland.
Now everybody is thinking, is my neighbour a good neighbour or a bad neighbour?
They have to think, is there a terrorist living next door?
Yes.
Geraldine Henegin had a terrorist living under her roof. Her own son, 18-year-old Anis, was radicalised here at home in Molenbeek. Geraldine desperately tried to stop it, even reported him to police. But like so many other young Muslim men from this neighbourhood, he ended up in Syria.
He left in January 2014. At February 2015, I received a search message from somebody in Syria, and he said, I must just inform you that your son is died. I have no photo, I have no body.
The anger and frustration in Molenbeek is combustible. It is the perfect hunting ground for terrorist recruiters.
I hate them. I hate them because they are here, they are in Belgium, and they have no courage to go there, but they have the courage to send the young people.
They're hiding in plain sight.
Yes.
They're here in this suburb.
They walk in the streets without problem, without nothing.
And nobody can touch them.
No.
Per capita, Belgium has the highest number of foreign fighters in Syria of any Western nation. Nearly 500 men and women have left Belgium for Syria and Iraq since 2012. More than 100 have returned home from ISIS territory, many straight back to Molenbeek. There are at least 20 mosques within here. Most are peaceful, but others are known to have preached hate, the first step to the brainwashing of jihadist recruits. Many, like this mosque, are discreet, even hidden. Local police say that makes them difficult to monitor. It's very hard to find the terrorists in here because the mosques are hidden, they look secret. The terrorists...
No. The police here in Belgium, they know
Well, they don't know everything because they don't know where the terrorists are hiding in this neighbourhood. Otherwise, they would find them.
There is not a mosque. There is no terrorists in the mosque. They can be sure.
They may not be sure.
They have ears in everywhere.
Terrorism's tentacles spread far from the extremist hotbed of Molenbeek to the worst of Europe's terror strikes. Direct links. Weapons, bombs, planners and suicide attackers, all from here. The train bombings in Madrid in 2004 that killed 190 people. The coordinated attacks in Paris last November, and the assault on the offices of Charlie Hebdo magazine. The shooting on the train in northern France last August. The 2014 attack on the Jewish Museum in Brussels. And now, the suicide bombings at the train station and airport. The attack at the airport was particularly brutal. Here, the explosions created a death trap. Smoke, shrapnel, nails and flying glass quickly created carnage. An hour later, there was another blast in the heart of Brussels. More than 30 people were killed and hundreds wounded. Philippe Moreau is the former mayor of Molenbeek and, for many, enemy number one. Blamed for letting terrorists hide and thrive in his district. They believe, to stay in office so long, he turned a blind eye to emerging extremism. On one occasion, reportedly telling police not to provoke or search young Muslim men during a riot. You've been called the godfather of jihad, and that for the 18 years you ran, that area, it became the terrorist cell of Europe.
I won't answer that. The question is too simplistic and ridiculous.
Most residents here dislike Philippe Moreau immensely, and he clearly disliked my questions. Why did it become the terrorist factory of Europe? Your critics say that your multicultural policies allowed all of this to thrive. What, do you find that uncomfortable?
You're asking me the same thing. What do you want me to tell you?
What don't you like about these questions? Because this is
always the same, the same, the same.
Yes or no? Do you take any responsibility for the fact that this neighbourhood is breeding terrorists more than any other part of Europe?
I have strictly no responsibility.
Molenbeek is trying to fight back. Many believe the answer is simple social re-engineering. Communicate and intervene with disaffected young Muslim men before jobless criminal behaviour makes them easy prey for recruiters. Do you have hope that through your story, and having lost your son, that you can stop other young men living around here becoming radicalised?
Yes.
And going off to war?
Yes, because we give them the truth, the reality.
If Geraldine Henegin has her way, the place she calls home will become a blueprint on fighting the war of our time. But she knows it's going to be a tough road. What's your message? You have
My message is only that please pay attention to your children. I will say also that the society must not consider me as a mother of terrorists.
That's hard, isn't it? That hurts you.
Yes. And I say that destroy my family and not that destroy my country.
Hello, I'm Charles Wooley. Thanks for watching. To keep up with the latest from 60 Minutes Australia, make sure you subscribe to our channel. You can also download the 9Now app for full episodes and other exclusive 60 Minutes content.